Libra, take a deep breath. Not just with your lungs, but with your spirit. Because what you're feeling right now, it's not confusion. It's preparation. Something inside you has been stirring quietly for a long time. Like a whisper you couldn't quite make out. A sense that something important, something divine, was moving toward you. Maybe you've been walking through life as if you're half awake, carrying a weight that no one else could see. You smiled when you wanted to scream. You helped others climb while your soul silently sank. You kept waiting for someone to notice the cracks in your foundation, but nobody did. Until now. Because Libra, this is not just another message. This is not just another video. This is divine timing. You were led here, not by chance, but by the unseen hand that knows exactly when your soul is ready. Ready to be lifted. Ready to be seen. Ready to be helped. Someone is coming, and they're not like the ones you've met before. This person won't drain your energy. They will restore it. They won't ask you to shrink. They'll remind you to rise. They won't be confused about your value. They'll recognize your worth instantly because their spirit has been assigned to support yours. And no, they're not coming by accident. They've been sent with power, sent with intention. Sent to remind you that the universe hasn't forgotten about you. It's been preparing your moment. This stranger will arrive softly, but their presence will change everything. You're not here listening because of a coincidence. You didn't stumble on this message by mistake. Your soul clicked before your fingers did. Because heaven doesn't play with timing. Libra, this is sacred. This is a turning point. And before this message ends, something inside you will feel lighter, freer, and more ready than ever before to receive what's yours. Type, "I receive this divine upliftment," in the comments. Let your soul speak out loud, even with just those few words. And stay with me until the very last second, because this story, your story, is just beginning. The stranger is coming, but you are the one who is about to rise. The silent season before the uplifting. Libra, there's a kind of silence that doesn't just fill a room, it fills your chest. A silence that isn't peaceful, but heavy. And you've known that silence all too well. You've smiled in crowded places, but felt completely invisible. You've spoken gently, but your voice barely echoed back. You gave your love freely, and it was either taken for granted or misunderstood. You stood beside others during their storms, hoping someone might notice the one raging inside you. But no one did. Not because you weren't worth noticing, but because you were in a sacred season. A time that didn't make sense to your mind, but was carefully shaped for your soul. This was your hidden chapter. A time where things felt stuck, delayed, silent. A place where prayers didn't seem to reach the sky, and even when they did, the answers never came. But now you understand something deeper. This silence wasn't a punishment, it was protection. You weren't left behind, you were being preserved. While you longed to be seen, heaven was preparing the one who could truly see you. You weren't forgotten. You were being filtered from what couldn't grow with you. Because here's the truth. Before the right person can enter your life to lift you, to pour into you, to remind you of your value, you must be cleared of the ones who only came to take. That is why the silence came first. So you could finally tell the difference between someone who drains you and someone who heals you. You needed time away from distractions, time to feel what loneliness really taught you. Because when the right person comes, you won't be confused this time. You'll recognize the peace, you'll feel the difference in their energy. They won't push you to prove your worth. They'll protect it. And Libra, the silence you've been sitting in, it's not here to stay. The divine stage is being lit. The spiritual doors are beginning to open. And the one who's been prepared to uplift you is now moving closer. This season you've endured. This quiet, difficult, sacred space was the doorway to something bigger. You didn't lose time here. You gained clarity. You learned how to stand without applause, how to love yourself when no one else showed up. And now when this stranger with divine power appears, you will not shrink, you will not question it, you will rise. Not because they're saving you, but because they're reflecting the strength you've carried all along. And Libra, this is only the beginning. The stranger is not who you expect. Libra, sometimes the people who change our lives the most are the ones we least expect. Not the ones who make a grand entrance. Not the ones who shine with noise and popularity. but the quiet ones, the ones who move with stillness, yet carry something powerful inside them. This stranger, they will not come wrapped in the image your mind imagined. They will not arrive with perfection, nor dressed in everything you thought you wanted. But they will bring something real, something that touches your soul before your eyes can even fully understand. You won't need to question their energy, because the moment they stand near you, your heart will settle. The storm inside will soften, and for the first time in a long time, you will feel safe. They will not fight for attention, they will not perform to impress. They will simply be, and their presence will speak louder than words. Libra, this stranger is not a spotlight chaser. They are a light holder. They are not here to compete. They are here to complete what has been missing in your emotional world. And they do not come to take your crown, your identity, or your voice. They come to help you wear all of it with dignity, without apology, to remind you that you never needed to hide your softness to be strong. This person may not speak the way others do, but every word they say will feel like it was written just for you. They will notice things others overlooked. The tired look in your eyes, the strength it takes for you to keep showing up, the silence you've carried, pretending it didn't hurt. They will see all of it, and still stay. This stranger, they are not arriving to impress you, they are arriving to rebuild you. They are a mirror of what you've longed to be surrounded by. Kindness without condition, support without strings, power without pride. You may doubt them at first. You may wonder, could this really be for me? But deep inside, your spirit will already know. This is what you've been preparing for. This is what the waiting was leading to. Because when God sends someone to uplift you, it's not about looks, it's not about status, it's about soul timing. And this person, this divine stranger, has been walking their own path just to reach you. You are not their project, you are their purpose. So when they arrive, don't let fear make you run. Don't let the past make you question what's in front of you. Instead, allow yourself to receive what feels unfamiliar, but right. This is not the kind of person who shouts their love. They show it in silence, in presence, in protection. Their arrival will feel like relief wrapped in skin, like an answered prayer with eyes and a voice. And they will remind you, not with force, but with grace, that you are always worthy of being lifted. Why this moment matters. Libra, there's a reason this moment is happening now, not before, not later. And it's not because you were forgotten. It's because divine timing doesn't rush, and it never arrives too soon. You've been through things that didn't make sense at the time, closed doors, broken friendships, silent endings. You questioned yourself, asked if maybe you were too much or not enough. But the truth is, you were becoming ready. You see, real upliftment doesn't come when you're desperate for rescue. It comes when you've learned how to breathe on your own, even with a broken heart. It comes when you've stopped chasing attention and started honoring your peace. This stranger, this person coming to uplift you, they weren't held back to punish you. They were delayed so that you could discover your own strength first. Because without that strength, you might have depended on them instead of growing with them. There's power in learning how to stand alone. Because when someone finally comes to stand beside you, you won't collapse. You'll rise together. You had to learn how to hold yourself, to believe in your value without outside approval. Because if this blessing had come earlier, you might have mistaken it for something casual. Now, you'll know the difference between what feels right and what is right. Libra, this moment matters because everything is finally aligning. Your thoughts are clearer, your boundaries are stronger, your spirit is more focused. This isn't just another connection. It's an intersection of divine timing, personal growth, and sacred purpose. This person is not here to complete you because you are already whole. They are here to align with the version of you that's been buried under pain, doubt, and delay. The version of you that's been waiting for the right time to shine without apology. And that time is now. This isn't about comfort. It's about calling. You're not stepping into ease. You're stepping into alignment. Every part of your life, your heart, your spirit, your future, is starting to move in the same direction. That's why it feels different. That's why your soul has been restless lately. Because something sacred is unfolding beneath the surface. Something bigger than love, bigger than company, This is your elevation. You're not being rescued. You're not being saved. You're being lifted to where you were always meant to be. Because heaven didn't forget you, Libra. It was just waiting for you to be ready to receive what won't break you, but build you. And now, you are. How divine power will show through them. Libra, there's a kind of power that doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't enter a room shouting. It doesn't demand your attention. But when it arrives, you feel it. This person, this stranger with divine power, will not need to prove themselves. They won't come holding trophies or speaking in grand promises. They will simply be. And that will be more than enough. You'll feel it the moment they step into your life. Not in their appearance, not in what they own, but in how your spirit responds to their presence. Their energy will be gentle, but grounding. They won't fix all your problems, Libra. But something about them will make your heart beat slower. Your thoughts will quiet down. Your body will release a tension you didn't even realize you were carrying. They will speak words that match the things you've only whispered in prayer. Things you've never said out loud. Things you've buried because you didn't think anyone would understand. And somehow, they will. Not because they were told, but because they were sent. This is divine power showing up through human hands and soft eyes. It's the kind of power that listens deeply, that senses without needing explanation, that holds space for you to be fully yourself, without needing to shrink, pretend, or perform. Libra, you've been around people who made you question your voice, but this one, they will help you hear it more clearly. They will not give you confidence. They will remind you that you've always had it. You'll notice it in the little moments, a random conversation that feels like a message, a glance that feels like it sees more than just your surface, a silence that doesn't feel empty but full of presence. It may happen suddenly, or it may come quietly, unfolding over time, but the shift will be undeniable. You'll breathe easier, your shoulders will relax, you'll smile. Not because something extraordinary just happened, but because their presence makes you feel like you can finally just be you. This isn't magic. This is divine alignment, a connection crafted in spirit, where timing, healing, and purpose come together in one soul. They won't come to fix your broken parts, but they will walk beside you as those parts begin to heal. They won't ask you to be stronger, but their energy will make you feel safe enough to be soft again. This is the power of someone who was sent, not just someone who appeared, a person carrying something sacred. Not because they're perfect, but because they were chosen to be a reflection of what divine support really looks like. So when they come, Libra, don't search for fireworks. Pay attention to your soul, because divine power doesn't always shout. Sometimes it arrives as a whisper, wrapped in the body of a stranger, bringing peace in a way that changes everything. Why you were chosen for this encounter. Libra, you've spent so much of your life being the strong one, the one who showed up, the one who listened, the one who stayed behind to make sure everyone else moved forward. You've been the quiet supporter, the shoulder to lean on, the person who picked up broken pieces without making a scene. When others cried, you comforted them. When they failed, you encouraged them. When they drifted away, you still prayed for them in silence. You gave even when you were tired. You stayed even when you were hurting. And through it all, you rarely asked for anything in return. But Libra, the universe took notice. Your creator saw it all. Every unnoticed sacrifice, every quiet prayer, every tear that didn't fall in public, you were never invisible to heaven. This moment, this divine encounter, is not random. It's not just a nice surprise. It is a sacred balancing, a realignment of what has been too one-sided for far too long. You have carried the emotional weight of so many. You've been the light in other people's darkness, but now, it's your turn to be uplifted. It's your season to receive this stranger who's coming. They are not just a person. They are a response, a spiritual answer to the years you spent holding up everyone else. You didn't do it for attention. You didn't do it to be praised. You did it because your heart is naturally full of care. Because you were born with the gift of empathy. Because you feel deeply and you love without limits. But love needs balance. And the energy you gave out for so long is now coming back, multiplied. This encounter is your restoration. It's the spiritual correction of all the times you poured into others while your own cup ran dry. It's the return of what you gave in secret, without expecting anything. You were chosen, Libra, because your heart has already proven itself. You've shown what it means to stay soft in a world that tried to harden you. You've chosen peace when you had the right to shout. You've shown loyalty when you were given reasons to walk away. So now, this stranger comes not as a savior, but as a reflection of everything good you've sown in the lives of others. They come as a blessing that mirrors your giving heart. Except this time, you're the one receiving. It's not about being rescued. You were never lost. It's about being restored, brought back to the center of your own story, seen, heard, held with the same care you've given so freely. This moment belongs to you, not by luck, but by design. And the divine knows exactly why you were the one chosen to be lifted in this way. The balance is being restored, Libra. The scales are shifting, and you are finally standing in the light you once gave away to others. What to do when they appear? Libra. When this person enters your life, it may feel unfamiliar at first. Not because they're wrong for you, but because they are different from anything you've experienced before. They will come gently, without force, without drama. And that might feel strange, especially if you've been used to people who only noticed you when they needed something, or only gave love when it was convenient. But this time, it's different. So when they arrive, don't run. Don't turn away out of fear. Don't convince yourself that something this peaceful can't be real. You've been taught by pain to doubt good things. You've been trained by disappointment to expect less. But this is not one of those moments. When this stranger shows up bringing divine energy, calm presence, and soul-deep kindness, pause, breathe, and allow yourself to receive it. Not blindly, but with discernment and faith. Discernment that helps you see clearly. Faith that helps you move forward without fear. Don't fall into the old habit of questioning your worth. Don't wonder if you're good enough to be loved deeply. You are. You always were. And this moment is the proof. When they compliment you, believe it. When they show up consistently, receive it. When they offer love without games, don't look for a hidden trap. This isn't manipulation. This is manifestation of everything you prayed for in silence. Libra, you've been overlooked before. You've been the afterthought. You've been chosen only when it was easy for them, but no more. This connection was divinely timed, not rushed, not delayed, perfectly aligned. And yes, it will feel too good to be true at first. Because healing often does. Because your soul has grown so used to surviving, it may not know how to relax when love finally arrives. But let it in anyway. Let yourself feel the warmth. Let yourself believe that not everything good has to end in pain. This person is not here to test your strength. They are here to walk with you as you rise higher. So trust the signs. Trust the soft feeling in your chest. Trust the timing, because heaven is never early and never late. And above all, trust that this is your time to receive. Not because you begged for it, not because you forced it, but because you've earned it. With every tear cried in private, with every time you chose kindness over revenge, with every prayer you whispered when no one else was watching. This is your answer. This is your turn. And it's walking toward you now. So open your heart. Don't hold back. Don't doubt the blessing. Because Libra, this time, the blessing is real. The spiritual message behind this stranger. Libra, what's happening in your life now is much deeper than just meeting someone new. This is more than a chance connection. It is a divine message, a spiritual whisper from heaven. One that says, you were never alone. Even in your hardest moments. Even when you felt forgotten. Even when your prayers felt like they bounced off the ceiling and came back unanswered. God was working behind the scenes. While you were grieving in silence. While you were fighting battles with no one to comfort you. While you were questioning your purpose. Something holy was unfolding. Because heaven doesn't just drop blessings out of nowhere. It prepares them. It builds them. It sends them in the right form, at the right time, through the right soul. This stranger, they are not just a kind person. They are a vessel. A carrier of a spiritual assignment meant specifically for you. They were shaped by their own pain. Prepared by their own delays. Trained by their own lonely seasons. So that when they finally crossed your path, they would carry what your heart needs to heal. They're not coming to replace what was lost. They are coming to remind you of what was never lost in the first place. your strength, your light, your softness, your hope. Libra, this person is not showing up to fix you, because you were never broken. They're showing up to activate the parts of you that have been sleeping, the dreams you buried because life got hard, the joy you hid away to protect yourself from more disappointment, the love you stopped believing in because it always ended in pain. This moment, this encounter, it's not random. It's the result of divine orchestration. Like notes on a spiritual melody, everything is falling into place. The way they speak to you will feel familiar, not because you've heard it before, but because your soul recognizes it. The way they make you feel safe won't be something they force. It will flow naturally. That's how heaven works. Quiet, gentle, life-changing. This stranger is a mirror. They will reflect back the beauty you stopped seeing in yourself, not with grand speeches, not with loud gestures, but through presence, through patience, through simply showing up when it matters most. Libra, this is a moment of spiritual reawakening. A moment where you realize that you are not forgotten, not abandoned, not overlooked by the divine. This connection is proof that your Creator sees you. Still, fully, lovingly. And while others may have come and gone without care, this divine stranger comes with clarity. They know what they're here for. They know what you carry, and they're here to honor it. You are not just being uplifted, you are being remembered. Not just by someone, but by the heavens that designed you, loved you, and never once let go of your story. So welcome this presence not only into your life, but into your healing, into your truth, into your rebirth. Because this is not about falling in love with a person. It's about falling back into alignment with your soul. This stranger is only part of the message. The real message is that you were always worthy of this moment. The power was always in you, but you needed a mirror. Libra, let's take a moment to be still, not just with your body, but with your heart. You've been on a journey that not everyone could see. You've walked through seasons of silence. You've carried the weight of others while quietly holding your own brokenness together. You've been the strong one, the peaceful one, the one who gave more than they received. But now, someone is coming, and they are not here to take from you. They are here to see you. They will lift you. They will support you. But even more importantly, they will reflect back the parts of you that you forgot were even there. This is not about becoming someone new. This is about remembering who you've always been. You were never without power. You were never without worth. You just needed the right eyes, the right heart, the right moment to remind you. Because this stranger is not coming to complete you. You are already whole. They are not coming to be your crutch. You already know how to stand. They are coming to be a mirror, to gently show you the strength, the beauty, and the light that has always lived inside your spirit. Libra, this is your awakening. Your time of hiding has ended. The delays are over. The doubts are dissolving. You are stepping into a new chapter, one where you are allowed to be fully seen, fully supported, and fully alive. They carry divine power, yes, but it is your soul they were sent to touch. Your energy they were destined to recognize, your light they were assigned to protect. And all of this, it's not a coincidence, it's a confirmation. The universe is speaking loud and clear. You are ready now. So when they appear, stand tall. Not because they bring value to your life, but because their presence reflects the value you've always had. This is a season of receiving, not just love, but clarity, support, purpose, healing. Because what's coming is not just an answer to your prayers, it's a reward for your endurance, a sign that you were never behind, only being prepared. If this message felt like it was made just for you, subscribe so you never miss another divine moment, and comment below. I'm ready to be seen, uplifted, and empowered. Say it with belief, say it with power. Say it as a declaration of what's already moving toward you. Because Libra, it's happening now, and this time you won't miss it.